We're pleased to be here this morning with Richard Brotherston, another candidate for councillor in Turner Valley. Richard, we've been talking to all of the non-incumbent candidates to give them some airplay.
Okay.
And we'll just try and get this going by having you give us a little history of yourself and the community, Turner Valley Black Diamond community.
Okay, great. Well, thanks, Wayne. I'm happy to do this for obviously for a number of reasons. Give you a little background for me. I moved out here in 2017 to kind of get away from Calgary, so to speak, and find new adventures. And been here for 3 years now. I have built a home here, and I want to kind of stay here. One of my ideas about, or one of the reasons I'm running for council is I want to kind of serve the community through the chamber and through Hard Knocks Brewery that I'm involved with. I've had the opportunity to talk to many people here in the towns of Turner Valley and Black Diamond, and I think I've kind of gotten a really interesting perspective on how life is out here, and some of the pros and cons and things like that residents of both towns and businesses are sort of seeing.
Right. So when you refer to the chamber, some people may not know.
Okay.
You're talking about the business group for both Black Diamond and Turner Valley?
Yes, that's correct. That's the Diamond Valley Chamber of Commerce. Actually, that encompasses a variety of towns, Longview, Black Diamond, Turner Valley, and Millerville. So that's our region.
You've been involved with that group for some time?
That is correct. I was president about a year ago, 2 years ago maybe now.
Yeah.
I'm now the past president. I still am active on the board.
Yeah.
We do talk to businesses ongoing. I find that whenever I'm, talking to a business, both in Turner Valley and Black Diamond, somehow the conversation ends up, with the chamber and how can they support and help businesses grow and flourish here in both towns.
Okay, so that puts you quite knowledgeable in the whole area of business and business development in the community. So you had some particular thoughts about business development in first Turner Valley and secondly in the larger community to come?
Yeah, well, in Turner Valley, I think it's kind of been a toss-up and a struggle between developers coming into town, one, finding land or land they can use, seeing the economy not really so great here, and maybe that may be a deterrent in a way. So I think that, we really need to kind of make people aware that this is a good place to start a business. And if we want to morph into the amalgamation and the larger community, that will be a huge impact, because then, we will be drawing people into this larger community as a whole, and hopefully these businesses or people who may consider business out here, whether it be in the hospitality sector or in the industrial sector or any of those kind of things. And with the opening of the ring road and stuff like that, we hope that we'll see more traffic both in work and in tourism, and hopefully that will draw more businesses to this community.
So I guess one of your strengths on council would be the pretty vast business experience that you have in this community. You've talked to a lot of the business owners through your work with the chamber, and have an idea of what some of their challenges might be that you might want to bring forward to the municipal governments here?
Yeah, for sure. My background has kind of been in business most of my career. I managed hotels for quite a number of years, and then I kind of morphed into information technology and done project work and that kind of thing. So retired, moving out here, getting involved with Hard Knocks Brewery, where we are just trying to create sort of ourselves a niche in this area, given the fact there are other businesses like us in the distillery and Far Brewery and Spirit Hills Wine in Millerville and that kind of thing. So there is definitely a a reason that people would come to this town for that experience. And I think that, you know, if we could add to that experience, whether that be in hospitality or, you know, bed and breakfasts, or more of a camping kind of an area where people can come and spend some time. So yeah.
Okay, so that maybe segues into some of the other services that are provided by municipalities that you would be involved in steering as a member of council.
Right.
What are your views on the current service levels, say for streets, for water, for recreation? Do you have any particular thoughts in those areas at the moment?
I've heard lots of things about sort of the services here in town, some sort of positive and some maybe not so positive. I think that for the most part, from what I've seen, services are adequate. And from my perspective, I haven't seen a lot, although you're talking to some residents and they say that snow clearing in their area doesn't happen as frequently as they like, and that they're obviously trying to get through ruts. The water issue is, obviously an issue that needs to be kind of looked at, and I would hope that, as the town amalgamates, that there will be some benefits in that regard. One of the things with businesses, especially with the business that I'm involved in, and certainly Far Brewery and certainly the distillery, is the sort of in and out water thing, where you're getting charged, for the water going in, and you're charged just about the same amount for the water kind of going out of sewage, when half of that or a certain percentage of that is actually in the products that they sell. So I think that it's kind of a little bit unfair in how you sort of manage that, or give incentives to those businesses maybe that are actually using that water in their products, that they're given sort of maybe a little bit of a help in that regard. Parks and Recreation, I think there's a lot of stuff that has been done in this community, and I know that there's more that needs to be done in terms of parks and pathways and things like that, connectors and those kind of things. And that's going to be important to kind of get those done. But I think that at this point in time, because of this amalgamation being so close to the best for this election, that a lot of that will have to be thought of as a global thing, as a two-town thing. So I think that both these councils, once elected, will really need to kind of work together much more than they probably have in the past, and be able to communicate back and forth and look at it as one council, even though they are separate councils, and then make decisions moving forward, because when it does happen, then we'll be in much better position to move those things forward.
Right. So when it comes to municipal government, there are these two sides which sometimes are seen as opposing, but they have to be balanced, and that is the provision of the services and then the costs of providing those services.
Right.
Any thoughts on balancing those two? What would you bring to council in terms of being able to balance the desires of people with what it really costs to provide these services?
Yeah, I think really you have to look at all of the services and maybe break them all out and take a look at them individually and see where you can best make some changes to it. Is it the fact that you are in a contract with something and you have to, kind of rejig that contract, or can you bring in a new supplier for that particular one at a lower cost while maintaining great services and that kind of thing? I think like the garbage thing is obviously an issue where, we have actually asked Okotoks to do our garbage here in Turner Valley. Is that really a smart thing? Maybe it is, maybe it's not, I don't know, but that's something that, I think that council needs to look at and kind of, chunk away at it. Like, I don't think that you're going to make huge gains, but I think that, if you make enough small gains, I think you'll find a benefit for everyone.
Right. Some of these things take a long time, like the merger, the amalgamation taking 30 years plus.
Yeah.
On the recycling side of things, again, that's been around for many years. We do have a recycling center which is pretty much downsized right now, that's operating. The council is bringing forward the notion of broadening the recycling now. Any thoughts on that in terms of organic recycling, material recycling, and then waste disposal itself?
Yeah, that's something that I really need to kind of delve into. I mean, I probably don't have those answers for you right now, but I do know that the recycling center has been a contentious issue here, and the fact that it's kind of been open and doing certain things that are probably not in the the best interest of the environment, so to speak. I speak of that as on a broad level. There has been other initiatives and other businesses who have actually come into town and made offers that they could really do that. Again, my hope would be that, to be environmentally conscious, you actually need to know that the recycle is actually getting to the places that it needs to get to, right?
Right.
It's not easy for us to just grab all that stuff, and then because of one thing or another, it ends up being put in the landfill or somewhere where it's really not doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Yeah, you have to get past the feel-good recycling stage of doing this, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So the work of municipal government is very much a collaborative effort. People are elected, everybody has one vote, including the mayor in our system in Alberta.
Mm-hmm.
What experience do you bring that would make you one of these collaborative partners in council?
I've seen and I've watched council here in town. When I came here, I made it a point to actually go and see the goings on of the council as they are conducting a meeting, and so I feel I could very much fit into that arena. I think the council, from what I've seen anyway, has pretty much been pretty cohesive. They've been fair. There has been some agreements and disagreements on both sides, but I think they've really worked amicably to come to a decision, whatever that decision may be. And so I would hope that I would continue that. I believe that there will be probably a certain number of incumbents that will stay in place. That will be good, because that will allow anybody who's newly elected the opportunity to sort of learn from their wisdom and their experience and make an easier transition for somebody new into it. So I think any of the new candidates that do make it in are going to be challenged with trying to fit into that system, not knowing a lot about it. So yeah, so looking to those people is going to be helpful.